Welcome to Canada's Resources. Today we'll be talking about Canada's rich resources such as fish, minerals, fertile soil, and forest. Canada is rich in natural resources, and a few places that we may want to identify later on are: what are the Grand Banks? What resources come from Canada's forest? And what makes the Canadian Shield a valuable resource? All these questions will be answered as we continue on our journey through Canada. Canada is incredibly rich in natural resources such as fish, minerals, and forest. Canada's Atlantic and Pacific coastal waters are among the world's richest fishing areas. Off the Atlantic coast lies a large fishing ground near Newfoundland and Labrador called the Grand Banks. Here, the cold waters from the Labrador Sea meet the warm waters of the Gulf Stream. These conditions are ideal for the growth of tiny organisms or plankton that fish like to eat. As a result, large schools of fish gather at the Grand Banks. Canada faces challenges protecting some of its water related resources. For example, recent overfishing of the Grand Banks region has left many fishers in Canada unemployed. Also, acid rain has harmed its lakes and rivers, including the Great Lakes region. Acid rain is a form of pollution in which rain becomes acidic because of the particles that are released when cars, factories, and power stations burn fuels. In response to this problem, Canada passed a law limiting this kind of pollution and instituted a program to watch for and measure it. The goal of the law is to protect the sensitive area from acid rain. For centuries, fishing boats have traveled from Japan, Russia, Europe, and elsewhere to fish for cod and other fish in the Grand Banks. In the 1970s, declining fish catches led Canada to ban foreign fishing in its waters. Some foreign ships ignored the ban, and some Canadian fishers continued to overfish. By the 1990s, cod had all but disappeared. From 1992 to 1998, Canada closed the Grand Banks to cod fishing. Some fishing is now allowed, but fish stocks are not yet back to normal. Minerals are also a valuable resource in Canada. The Canadian Shield contains many natural deposits. Canada is a main source for the world's nickel, zinc, and uranium. Lead, copper, gold, and silver are also important resources. Saskatchewan has large deposits of potash, a mineral used to make fertilizer, whereas Alberta produces most of Canada's oil and natural gas. Canada's climate supports vast areas of forest which stretch across most of the country from Labrador to the Pacific coast. These trees provide lumber and pulp. Pulp, also known as softened wood fibers, is used to make paper. The United States, the United Kingdom, and Japan gets much of their newsprint from Canada. Newsprint is a cheap paper used mainly for newspapers. Canada's many exports allow it to trade for items that it cannot produce as readily due to its climate, such as some kinds of fresh fruit and vegetables. As you look at this map of Canada's natural resources, you can locate right around Labrador where there's a large amount of fish on the map. That is showing where the Grand Banks is located. Remember, Canada's rich, diverse natural resources include a variety of useful metals, several sources of energy, and fish. This map shows where these resources can be found. As you are looking over this map, try to figure out where you can locate many of the resources. According to this map, how many sources of uranium does Canada have? One, two, three, or four? Well, that's all about Canada's resources. Until next time, have a blessed day.